I know you've done this for a number of years. Where did the idea start to go to these schools to talk about what you talk about?
Yeah, well, we were seeing that, we were representing a lot of folks who were injured in distracted driving accidents. And what we wanted to do was try to prevent them from ever happening. And so we kind of launched a program, a consumer safety program called Project Safety, whereby we would go visit with youngsters. We decided to do 5th and 6th grade classes because those are that's who parents listen to when they're in the back seats of cars. And we thought that was very important. When I was a youngster, we had a project called the Berkeley Project that talked about the hazards of smoking and what it did to our bodies. And that's where the concept originated with me, because my dad stopped smoking after I came home and said, "Hey, here's what we learned in school today." And so I wanted to apply the same concept with regard to distracted driving.
What is the message to these 5th and 6th graders?
Well, the first message is, what is distracted driving? That it's more than just cell phone use. It's eating in the car, looking behind you in the car, being distracted by the radio. So we want them to understand what distracted driving is. And the message is, when you see an adult who's distracted, you need to very courteously and respectfully tell the parent, hey, this is what we learned, and it kills. That over 3,000 people a year die because of distracted driving, and another 324,000 in 2021 were injured by distracted driving. So it's an epidemic.
When is your first class, so to speak, and how often do you do this?
Yeah, our first, we're partners in education with Kavanaugh Elementary, and so we're going to start with Kavanaugh this year, the 5th grade, the 2 5th grade classes at Kavanaugh. It's on 10 a.m. on October 11th. And what we'll do is Michelle Payton, who's with the statewide Families Against Distracted Driving, we hope that she's going to be here present with us also to give the presentation.
What kind of response do you get from kids? A lot of questions. Do they pay attention? Do they take this home to their parents?
They do. Because what we do is, after the first session, then we come back again, and we ask those questions, and they get passionate about it, because they know the numbers and how many people are being injured and killed each year. So they do. They take it seriously. And another step of the program is to have them take a distracted driving pledge form home. And we've had a competition where the various classes at different elementaries will take those forms home, and the class that gets the most distracted driving pledges signed, they get a pizza party.
Is this just at Kavanaugh, or do you have plans to expand?
Yeah, we've always done it at until COVID hit. We've done it at usually 5 elementaries. Okay. In not only the Fort Smith district, but also a private school also. And so yeah, it's bigger than just Kavanaugh.
So is it a message to the kids, or to the kids and the parents?
I think it's a message to the kids and the parents, and with the kids being the conduit for getting the message to the parents who are driving. Some people want to go to reach, for example, high school students who are just starting to drive, but we feel like that giving the message at a young age to fifth graders this year will get them thinking about it, and also them telling mom and dad when they're in the back seat, "Hey, mom and dad, you shouldn't be eating, you shouldn't be messing with the radio. That's distracted driving. And then we have a contest. You see one of the posters in the background where the kids draw and they win prizes. We'll have community members. We've had in the past. We've had the mayor. We've had media folks like yourself. We've had newspaper people, police officers who judge the posters, and then we put them on our billboards across, and they get a big kick out of that. And it gives a good message and talks about an epidemic that is more deadly than drunk driving by far now.
It's, you say fifth graders, it's not long after being in fifth grade, you blink an eye and they're behind the wheel.
That's right. And someday they're going to be behind the wheel, no doubt about it. And so it seems sooner rather than later. And so maybe they're in the back seat with their older sibling who's just started driving, or mom and dad, or their grandparents. So and we tend to listen to our children when they have concerns. So we think that message is important.
All right, Joey, thank you. Appreciate your time.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate you, Daren.